everyone, and welcome back to the Hype Files podcast. I'm your host, Shannon. We are going to jump into the episode 110 with Harry Booth just shortly. I just had a couple of quick notes I wanted to share with you before we started, a few little updates and things that are happening over here at Hype Files. So I've been doing this podcast now for 3 years. Crazy. It's actually been longer than 3 years. So it's been a long time now, and I've spoken to so many athletes. I've managed to get through a whole bunch, multiple episodes with some, followed a bunch of them like you would see through their amateur to pro journey, which is so amazing and just so heartwarming to see, and just have been there through when they were an amateur to now when they're a pro. I've obviously invested time into the pro shows, our Kiwis competing abroad and locally in New Zealand, and that's where I'm going to focus more of my attention. So there will be less episodes that are long form talking style video podcasts, that kind of thing. There will be some of those still here on Hype Files, so you can still look forward to those episodes. For more of the people that are not local in Auckland or that can't reach me in a physical sense, we'll still be doing some of the Zoom podcasts. I have some overseas guests that I'd still love to speak to. There's a whole bunch of that still to come. So that's really exciting. But for the most part, what I'm going to be trying to do is to do more visual filming style content where I follow athletes around a workout, for example, or to the gym, or doing their meal prep, or just any kind of everyday activity that they might do, even if it's like taking through their clients in the gym, or even just going for a walk, just more visual video style speaking format content, if you will. I also won't be doing as long style content. It'll be more on the shorter side. I'm thinking anywhere between 20 to 40 minutes, somewhere around that, and solely on YouTube. That's the other big change that's coming up, is that Hype Files will no longer be putting episodes onto Spotify. At the moment, the episodes that are already up on Spotify will always be there. They will stay up there, so you can always enjoy those episodes and go back to them. But for the future, we are going to be mainly on YouTube. So more of the visual content, more of like the videos and interactive style content. It's going to be really, really fun. I've got a few episodes lined up, so there's going to be some videos like that for you guys to see really, really soon with some athletes, and it's just more fun to see them in action and just to be able to speak to them and be with them in person. So it's going to be really cool. So that's going to be a change that's coming up. One more change is that I will still be doing a podcast. It will be a different podcast and it's over at Defend Her. So you may have heard me mention Defend Her a couple of times. It's a play on words with defender. So as a defender, you look after other people, but Defend Her is a play on words, obviously, to the female gender. So that is kind of what we are aiming at, is looking after women in many different situations. It's not just domestic violence or sexual abuse. So it's a myriad of things. And I just would really like to open the door on that conversation, share some of my stories. I have a bunch I can share, unfortunately. So there's going to be some really intense conversations. They will be more series based. I already have my first guest lined up. We are set to do the podcast not too far away in a couple of weeks. And it'll be a 3-part series going through this person's experiences, their trauma, but also how to come out of that and how to live after that and how to be a good person and how to protect yourself and protect your other females. It's going to be a really, really girl vibe podcast. So that's coming up at Defend Her. So if you aren't following Defend Her on Instagram, not much has happened on the Instagram just yet, but the podcast will obviously bring that to life. If you have someone or maybe yourself that you might like to join me on the Defend Her podcast, more information will be in the description below. But that is all my updates for now. I'm so sorry for talking your ears off if you're just here for Harry. I just wanted to make sure we all had an update as well. So really excited for my last episode of the Hype Files podcast as it is at the moment. So things are looking forward to change, but we're only growing and hopefully getting better with each year. And I'm looking forward to progressing this podcast more than I have done in the last 3 years, bringing it to life. So I'm so excited to have you here with me. Thank you so much for being here. I honestly appreciate all the support and all the love, and I see it and I feel it, and the hype is real. So thank you so much for all of that, you guys. I love it so much. Honestly, it makes my heart happy. Looking forward to a really big year this year for 2026 for everyone. Amateurs, pros, is going to be awesome. Pumped for the season. Lots to come. So thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to still like and subscribe on YouTube. Keep the YouTube going, and we will still be here for the long run. All right, time for Harry's episode. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Hype Files podcast, episode 110 today. I'm your host Shannon. I've got one of the pros on. I've been talking to him for a bit this year. We've been trying to work out a good time to chat, but we finally got one locked in. A little bit of a time difference, which we're going to chat about as well, but it's our newest open bodybuilding pro, Harry Booth. How are you, Harry?
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me on, Shannon. No, I really appreciate coming on and all the work you're doing around, promoting the athletes. It's awesome,
Oh, thank you. So I was just chatting to you before we jumped on, but I don't know much about Harry, so I'm real pumped to learn about you and to see like who you are and what you've been up to and like how you got to where you got to. Because we've done the reviews, like Frank and I do reviews and stuff, and so I've mentioned your name a few times, but this was the first 2025 was the first year I got to see Harry do his thing, and like really you made your mark. So we'll talk about all of that, but just real quick, just some quick fire questions. So everyone, if anyone else doesn't know Harry too, we all get to know you together.
Right.
But where in New Zealand are you from? Like when you lived here, where were you from?
I'm from Christchurch, so yeah, born and raised in Christchurch.
Yeah, no
So
way.
yeah,
Okay. Because
yeah,
you did the Auckland Regional, which we're going to talk about, but were you living in the South Island then?
yeah. So I grew up in Christchurch, went to
Oh,
school there, and then I actually studied down south in Dunedin, University of Otago. Had crazy 5 years down there. That was awesome. And I moved home back to Christchurch, worked there for a couple of years, and then I moved up to Auckland, and I was living in Auckland for like 5 years.
sweet.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha. So he's a South boy. Yeah, that makes
yeah. Love it.
sense. Nice. What do you do for work when you're not bodybuilding?
I'm a school teacher, so yeah,
Hey.
yeah. No, I love it. Like best job in the world. Yeah, look forward to going to school every day. Yeah,
Oh, and you probably didn't back then, but you do now. So
yeah.
change it.
Yeah. Well, no. To be honest, I actually really enjoyed school.
Oh,
Like I
cool.
was always just like good at school, so I just enjoyed it. Yeah.
Love that. Are you a PE teacher? What do you?
Oh, yeah. Perfect. That's a great question. Everyone when they ask like, "Well, what do you teach?" Everyone assumes PE teacher. I'm actually a maths teacher, so I teach maths. So
Oh, I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it. What year? What like age group of kids have you got?
Yeah, so I'm high school maths teacher, so I teach all the way through all high school. So yeah, every age. So yeah, 14-year-olds all the way up to like 18-year-olds the last year.
That's real good because if they're
Yeah.
because they're little terrors at that age, like getting
Yeah,
into the
yeah, yeah.
hormones, and Harry will just be like, "Sit down."
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, it's yeah, awesome job, eh? I just yeah,
Cool.
love yeah, mentoring the kids, and some of those boys just yeah, they obviously look up to me. All
Yeah.
the kids love the muscles, it's like huge. So no, it's really cool. Yeah. Most of the questions I get, it's maths in the class, but
Yeah.
all they want to talk about is like the gym and lifting and creatine and protein and stuff. So yeah, no, it's really cool. Yeah.
That's cool, man. Protein plus creatine equals what, boss?
Yeah.
I love that. It's real
Yeah.
cool. So you left us. You're another one of our traders, man. We get such good talent leaving us,
Yeah.
but it's got to be done. I tell everyone I did 8 years in Australia when I was 19. I moved there, so it's
True.
got to be done. And I
Awesome.
don't judge, but we do miss the guys that leave us because you guys are so awesome. But hopefully you'll come back to compete and stuff. But just tell
Yeah.
us why you moved to Aussie and where are you in Aussie? Like, tell us all about the whys and the whats and everything about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, for sure. So, well, yeah, like you said, like everyone's moving or talking about moving to Aussie. And yeah, the reason is, I guess, the money is the main draw, right? So, especially, you always hear the careers like, yeah, like the government pay ones, like teachers, nurses, all that sort of stuff, always striking and stuff. Because the pay in New Zealand's just like, it's not it really, like when you compare to other countries, especially Aussie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the main reason for me and a lot of the others is, yeah, just the pay in Aussie, just because the economy is so much larger, we get paid so much more here. So, you're doing the exact same job, but yeah, like for me, for example, for teaching, I'm getting like 1.5 times what I was getting paid in New Zealand. So, if you're on, yeah, I'm not on 100K, but if I was on 100K, it'd be 150, like whatever you do, yeah, it's times 1.5. So, yeah, it's a massive jump. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I still love New Zealand. It's still home, and I will obviously come back at some point. Well, I want to. That's the plan. But yeah, good to come over here, earn some good money, hopefully save up, and then come home, buy a home eventually. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
the
have the
plan.
kids back here.
Yeah,
Little.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Family back home. Yeah, because yeah, it's cool here. So yeah, back to your other question. So I'm on the Gold Coast at the moment. So I moved over here to the Gold Coast, which I'm yeah loving. Beautiful place here. Weather's amazing. And to be honest, it almost feels like home. There's so many Kiwis here, eh? Like literally, like half the people you meet, they're from New Zealand anyway. So it's like, yeah, it's crazy. There's so many Kiwis around. So yeah, it doesn't feel too far from home, but definitely I miss a lot of the stuff from yeah back home. Like you don't realize it as much, but after you leave, you realize how special like New Zealand is, and yeah, all the cultural stuff and yeah, stuff we got there is awesome. Yeah,
Benefits of both, eh? Benefits in both places.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. And yeah, I've also got two sisters that live over here too. Well, they live in Sydney, so that was also sort of like yeah, I'm coming over here, but I've still got family here, and yeah, there's a lot of people I know here as well. So
Yeah,
yeah,
It's so cool. A little community of Kiwis everywhere, all over the place.
Yeah, for sure.
It's so cool. Okay, cool. That's really awesome. And hopefully we do get to have you back at some point, just because we're getting more pro shows over here, and Aussie still hasn't even picked up the ball. So hopefully,
Yeah, well, exactly. So yeah, I'm sure we'll get to that later in the pod, but I'm going to be
yeah.
obviously coming home to compete at some point for sure. Yeah, yeah.
That's so good. Okay, let's chat about the Arnold real quick, because we've obviously had Arnold, just the Arnold Classic UK. Oh, sorry, the
Oh yeah.
US. You know what I'm trying to say. And then
Yeah,
we've got
yeah,
UK this weekend.
yeah, yeah.
Did you watch first of all, obviously the Ohio one? Did you watch it, and what were your thoughts on? Because there was so much drama and tea and like the Classic Physique guys and Mike not making weight again and all that shit.
Yeah,
What did
yeah,
you
yeah.
think about all of that? Did you watch
Yeah,
it?
so I guess another thing about me is before I'm actually a bodybuilder myself, like I'm the biggest bodybuilding fan. Like I don't want to sound cocky, but I don't think there's anyone in New Zealand that can go up against me like knowledge about like current bodybuilding. Like I'm a little bit obsessed with just like watching. Like I have like YouTube Premium, and I
Yeah.
literally download every single podcast, and I probably listen to like hours and hours of podcasts every day, like all the outlets and stuff. So I just love it. Yeah, love talking bodybuilding, get involved in that. So yeah. So the Arnold, yeah, I got up at 4 a.m. to watch the Classic,
Yeah.
and then wait, what happened? Oh, it cut out or something. Yeah, the Classic didn't even show, which was a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
But
prejudging.
yeah, I'm more of a fan of the Open anyway. But yeah, I was watching the Open and it was yeah, crazy. Honestly, I had Nick Walker winning all day. Like just the way he came in, like just perfectly peaked, just massive. Obviously, Andrew's got the shape, and I guess that's the difference of being there in person. Like when you're watching from home, like photos and videos, it obviously doesn't do it justice because Nick looked
Mm,
insane, like he was just killing him in every shot. But I guess being in there in person, maybe I guess Andrew could have had the edge
yeah.
in terms of just the overall size and yeah,
Absolutely. And then Hardy too, like he looks good at prejudging in finals. Everyone thought
yeah,
that he'd get in the mix. It was just crazy. It's too many
yeah.
talent.
So prejudging, yeah, I thought prejudging was like Nick, Hardy, Andrew, and then
Mhm.
finals was like Hardy, Nick, Andrew because Hardy came back way better.
Yeah.
But then Andrew got first. I was like, okay, yeah, and then Nick came second, so it was crazy.
It
And
was
then
pretty
yeah, like you said with the Classic,
good.
yeah, I mean Mike not making weight. I mean, yeah, I don't know what trying magic tricks he's trying to play there, trying to like increase his height or something, but I think he just needs to accept that he's not as tall as he thinks he is and try and come in the right way. But yeah, it'll be good to see him at the UK. Yeah, tomorrow morning, I guess. Yeah, tomorrow morning, our time. See how he brings it.
Yeah, hopefully he can bring it, man. Come on, we
Yeah,
need Wesley to have a fight. Like Wesley's just taking
yeah,
cash.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
He's running through everyone.
he's doing
Yeah.
great. He's not really my favorite, but fuck, he's doing some damage and it's
Oh,
quite cool to
yeah.
see.
He looks crazy. Yeah,
Looks
insane.
it's so good. And just on that note, I found out that Andrew Jack is 41 years old.
Yeah. He only started. I think he only turned pro in like when he was like 37 or something. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. And
Yeah,
Samson's
yeah.
40? Like
Yeah.
what? How?
Exactly. So they're all like kind of old. So like it's those new, yeah, they're kind of going to be leaving in maybe the next, three to 5 years. So yeah,
It's
and
nuts.
the next group will be coming through. Yeah.
But like the white boys are a little bit younger. Like Derek's 32. Like
Yeah.
the black guys, they just look good, man, the whole way through.
That, yeah. You know what they say, black don't crack, they last a little bit longer. So the white boys won't quite last as long until until then.
We'll peak earlier. Okay, so that's just a little bit of chat on that. It's going to be good to see what happens at Arnold UK this weekend if everybody turns up and does their
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. Sure.
But let's hear about you, Harry. I want to know how you got into bodybuilding. Like, when did you start? Like, did you and how did that happen? Did someone hit you in the gym? Like, what happened?
Yeah, for sure. So back at school I was like always just like super into sports, like any sport that was like on offer I'd play, like any ball sports basically. Like I didn't go to like now that I'm a teacher and I see like the different types of schools, like I wish I went to like an all boys school and like had that sort of school pride and like super sporty sort of stuff. But I went to sort of like a mixed school. It was all good, Cashmere High, down in Christchurch. It was sort of like just your average middle of the pack school. But yeah, I was just super into all the sports and stuff. Whenever they wanted people to like just jump into anything. So I remember me and another one of my mates, we went to like some random badminton competition because they needed players to like join, and we almost won like the whole competition. We just randomly showed up on the day. So yeah, I was just been always super into sports. And then it wasn't actually till later. It was probably year 13, so I wouldn't have been like like six, or end of year 12, like 16, 17. I didn't start until I started at the gym. But yeah, as soon as I went in there and I had a few sessions, I was just like bitten by the bug. I was like hooked straight away. Like, yeah, my parents used to I remember mums like showing me emails where they used to get emails because my teacher would be like, have Harry was late to class today because he was coming from the gym. So I used to just like in our free periods during the day, I'd like leave school, go like, yeah, we didn't have a school gym,
Mm.
but we had a gym like 5 minutes down the road. So I'd go like the gym and they'd come back and I was always like running late to the next class and stuff. So yeah, just as soon as I got on the gym, I just loved it straight away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then okay, because there's that step for especially guys, like, okay, now I'm going to get on my undies and get on stage. Like,
Yeah.
there's a step there. So like, what got you into like that part of it?
Yeah, 100%. It took me ages. So yeah, when I first started like lifting out, I saw all the bodybuilders, but I was like, oh, I don't know if like I ever want to do that, get oiled up and tanned up and your G-string on stage. Like, yeah. And like the kids I talk to at school now, when they ask about competing, they're like, oh, I'd never do that, sir, and stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, well,
You might.
yeah, so what happened is, I just started training, just loving training. And then, I get a few that some of the older guys at the gym would say, oh, you should give competing a go. You've got a really great structure and your shape looks awesome. You got a small waist and stuff. You should give it a go. And I was like, and I kept pushing it off, pushing it off, pushing it off until, I think I first competed. I've been training for like 5 or 6, probably 6 years. So it was in 2019 was my first comp. And I finally decided, right, like everyone's like telling me like, oh, you should compete. So I was like, fine, I'll give it a go. And yeah, the rest is history, I guess. Yeah.
I love it. And then so did you start with IFBB?
Yeah. So my first show was 2019 South Island Champs, which is the same show I did last year. And I just worked locally with Steve Auden, and yeah, awesome. Yeah, absolutely loved it. Had a great prep. Came in, I did Classic Physique, and won my class there, and I just loved it straight away.
So cool. Have you competed like almost every year since then, or have you had like a couple of years off or anything like that?
So my first year was 2019, and then so I did 2019 South Island, and then 2020 I did a couple of shows. So I did Wellington, and I went to nationals, and I actually got second in my class in 2020, and that was the moment when I was like, oh, like I'm actually kind of good at this. Like I could actually like win nationals. And that sort of gave me like the motivation, the confidence moving forward, like, oh, I should actually like try pretty hard at this because I'm doing pretty well in my second year. And then obviously COVID and stuff happened. But yeah, I prepped for 2021, but then shows were cancelled. So that was that weird year. 2022, I then took off. That's when I actually went back to uni to become a teacher, and I sort of focused on that. But then I prepped, 2023, 2024, 2025. So yeah, since I started in 2019, I only didn't prep 1 year, so I only had 1 year of not prepping. Yeah, so I've pretty much prepped every year.
That's nuts. And does it get easier? Like, give us
for sure. It definitely gets easier. Like, as you learn your body and you sort of get into those good routines, you remember what worked last year, and you sort of just, like I'd say like adherence to the diet and just like, adherence to everything. When you first start, you muck up quite a bit, and that's like completely normal, obviously, when you're first competing. But then every year I sort of like tighten it up a little bit until like last year, obviously, and it was just like almost perfect,
Pretty freaking close. So okay, let's talk about that 2025 season. Obviously, I got to see you heaps for that season because you did Auckland Champs show, which I did as well. It was cool to see you there in person, and then it was nationals. But let's start at the Auckland Champs. So why did you do Auckland Champs, and did you do South Island too? Because the results aren't up. I can't see any of that. Did just
I did South Island too.
Yeah, cool. Nice.
Yeah, so my original plan last year was so 2023, 2024, I just did the South Island show. So I was living up in Auckland, but I love competing. So I was like, that was always my home show because it was in Christchurch. I love seeing all my mates down there and stuff. And my family also comes to watch, so it's pretty cool. So I always did the South Island show. So when I was coming to 2025, I was like, the plan was, I want to do South Islands again, but I definitely want to do nationals after that. So that's when I started working with Jordan. So I worked with Jordan Earl last year. Awesome coach. We did some great work together. So I started working with him in January. I was like, right, I'm just going to do the full year and we're going to smash this prep out.
Love it.
The original plan was just to do South Islands and then nationals. Now when I got so Auckland's was about 2 weeks before South Island Champs. So when I got probably 4 or 5 weeks out from Auckland's, I was pretty happy with like the condition I was in. And then we had some sort of team training or something, and I was just talking to a few other athletes. I think I was actually talking to Shay and just talking about things, and I was like, I'm thinking I might jump into Auckland's because I'm almost ready. And then I just talked to Jordan. He's like, initially he was like, I don't know if you're going to be ready, like I don't want to put you on stage if you're not 100%. But I was like, I sort of like knew my body. I knew I could definitely yeah, I wouldn't be at 100%, but I could get pretty close for Auckland. So I was like, yeah, I might as well jump in and get some more like stage experience, because that's so important. Yeah, I don't think athletes understand like the more times you can just get on stage and get used to like the idea of pumping up and like how to present yourself on stage, when to like hold your poses, when you can relax slightly, like all that time on stage under the bright lights, in front of people is so, so important. So yeah, I thought, the more time I can get, um, the better. So that's why I was like, yeah, I'll jump into Auckland. So yeah, so I ended up doing Auckland champs, and then 2 weeks later did South Island champs, and then I think it was like 3 weeks later I did nationals. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Good structure, good amount of shows for the year, and like good advice to the young guys as well, because I think people do underestimate stage time is so important, and you only get like 30 seconds or some shit. Like, I mean, well, you guys get about a minute for your routine, but like the rest of it goes like that, right? So quick.
Yeah.
Really important. So Auckland champs, you did Classic Physique and you won it, right? Yeah.
So before I've never done open before. So before 2025, I never competed in open bodybuilding. I've always wanted to. Like I keep every year, like I'll do my like bulk off season during the year, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do open this year. Like I'm looking massive,
Yes.
And you think you're big enough, but then when I diet down, I'll get to like 4 weeks out, and I'll be like, oh. And then you start losing all that size, and I'm like, no, I'm not big enough for open yet. So I'd always talk myself out of doing open. But this year I was like, I'm just gonna like commit and give open a go. So Auckland champs, I just did classic. Because also the weight cutoffs for open is like 80 kgs, and then the next one's 90 kgs.
Right.
So it's like quite a big jump. So I competed for open at under 80 kgs.
Wow, okay.
But when I was getting ready for Auckland, I wasn't quite under 80. So I was at like 81 or 82. So I was like, I don't want to do open at 90 because I'd just be dwarfed. So I was like, I'll just do classic in Auckland. And then, for Christchurch for South Islands, I was going to do open bodybuilding. So Auckland's, I just did classic. And then by the time 2 more weeks, I dropped another couple kgs and I made it just under, I was like 79.8 or something for Christchurch.
Just on the cap. That's
which is what you want. Yeah.
Absolutely, you're gonna be there, close as like Mike Summerfield, as fucking close as you could get.
Yeah.
So South Island champs, first time doing open. So I didn't get to see it. There was no fucking live. I think there was like part live stream, but we didn't get to see you guys. So can you talk us through that for the people that weren't there? What was it like for you? Your first open comp, and then what was like the battles and stuff like for the people that didn't get to see it?
Yeah, it was awesome. No, I absolutely loved it. Obviously, there's not that much difference. Like a couple more poses, the front and back lat spread, and then the most muscular. But the posing trunks, it actually makes like a big difference. Like when you have the boxed, like the squarey looking like classic trunks. I know they're getting a lot better now, and lots of the guys are getting. And to be honest, I don't know how they're getting away with it, because when you look at the web, the like IFBB website, they've got specific like specifications, and like the sides are supposed to be like a certain width, but some of the classic ones now are like super thin cut, which, like, to be honest, they're against the rules. But anyway, they look better. But when you have those thin sides, it actually like extenuates, or I don't know what the word is, but something around there.
Exactly.
It makes your physique look a lot better, like the flow. So if you pull them up nice and high, it gives you that awesome X-frame. So I actually really liked my look in open as well, just with the trunk sort of, like made my physique come to life even more, which was awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love that. I think, this is why the girls do it too. Like our underwear is like up here,
Yeah, you pull them up. 100%.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes the glutes look good. Just got to do it. That's so cool. First time getting into your trunks. And then who did you battle with at South Island? There's usually a few guys there, eh?
Yeah, for sure. So and South Islands is usually like a super strong show. So lots of the South boys are like pretty big. They're like, like big boys. So it was awesome. And it was the same guys that I've competed with for, many years, like the Tyrones. Ethan was in my class as well, who actually bet me at South Islands, which, he likes to say, he bet Miss New Zealand South Islands. So I was pretty thankful he didn't show up to nationals, because, South Islands, he was looking really good, and he was like thinking about going to nationals. But I think he had some like Bali trip or something booked afterwards, so he couldn't make it. But he was looking really good. So the main battle for me, in my class was against Ethan Rowe. And we had a good battle. Like, I mean, it could have gone either way. Like everyone was saying, we were like pretty tight. I think my legs are a little bit better, but he's got like his upper body was amazing, like super full chest and shoulders. So he looked really good, and he ended up beating me at South Islands.
Sometimes it's like a one pose thing in bodybuilding though, eh? Like sometimes it really comes down to like who's got what on who, like the smallest bits. It's crazy to watch. So gutted we didn't get to see that. Hopefully we get live streams this year, but and then nationals. So let's talk about nationals. That was crazy too. So like Did you watch the other regionals and the winners and like who got up there and stuff? Because obviously there was Devon who looked fucking amazing at Waikato, and then he
Yeah.
turned up. He did turn up to nationals, but he looked a little different. So
Yeah, I
I
think
think
he was just,
talk about that.
yeah. Yeah, so actually before we get to that, just want to say, so yeah, so I won Classic in Auckland.
Yeah.
So I won, yeah, like the Classic Physique section there, the overall. And then, yeah, went to South Islands, I got second. And, well, in my class, not even, yeah, didn't even get the class win against Ethan. But then went to Nationals, exactly. So, to be honest, when I first got to Nationals, my goal was just to win my class. Like,
Right.
yeah, my goal was to, yeah, win my class at Nationals and then just go to the overall and hopefully battle. But I knew there was lots of good guys, exactly like you said, like Devon, who just looked amazing at Waikato's, but I think he just overfilled us or something for Nationals. He was just like a bit too, yeah, overdone. But yeah, obviously like Tyrone, like, yeah, has always been an amazing competitor. Yeah, and always that brick wall that I always struggle to get past at South Islands. Yeah, and other awesome guys as well. So yeah, I knew it was going to be a big battle at Nationals, but yeah.
Crazy. And so did you want to do Classic Physique at Nationals, or were you like, nah, I'm going all in, balls to the wall, open only?
Yeah, so no, yeah, I wanted to do, yeah, so I was going to do both classes. So I wanted to do Classic and Open.
Yeah. Did you do both? Because I can't remember if you did.
Yeah, so
you
funny
did.
thing.
Okay.
So no, so it was Open first.
Yeah. Oh,
But then
yes.
once I won, I
Yeah.
quickly went backstage and changed my trunks
Yeah.
because I wanted to do Classic as
Yeah.
well. But then Mo's like, no, like take those off. You can't compete now. You're a pro.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, what? Because I swear, like in the past, there's been a couple guys. So I think,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know,
It is.
maybe Shane Hunter. I can't remember who, but anyway. But I know people have done both before and won. But yeah, but anyway, but yeah. So I wanted to do Classic because, yeah, to be honest, like my physique. Well, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm like I'm more like Classic versus Open. I mean, at a pro level anyway, like to get to that pro stage, obviously Open pros are like many steps above where I'm at now. You know, it'd definitely take like 5 to 10 years to get there. So yeah, I mean, my main goal was really Classic, and I was just sort of doing Open as sort of, yeah, just not for fun, but yeah, like competitively. But I thought I had more of like a chance in Classic moving forward. But yeah, but just ended up doing Open to see how I went, and yeah, obviously it turned out pretty good. Yeah.
So funny when people rock up from other divisions and just take the fucking pro card, and everyone else is like, what? Like, how did they do that? It's so cool. It's great. I love it. I think just who turns up on the day, this is the sport. Like,
yeah, well, that was it. Like, yeah, I don't know, like if it was like divine intervention or what, but just that literally, I don't know how, but I literally peaked in that 5 minutes that we went on stage, like perfectly. Like I've never like felt like that before. Like every time, you know, when you pump up and you go on stage, I'm like, oh, I could have been a little bit better here, could have been a little bit better there, whatever. I could have been a little bit fuller, a little bit drier. But I swear, when we got on stage for that Open like pose, yeah, the pose with the overall.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but when I went out there, when I was holding my pose, like everything just popped, like everything felt like I could feel every little fiber like contracting. I don't know what it was, but everything just came together for that 5 minutes, and it just hit perfect. I don't know why or what, but it was amazing. Yeah.
Good teamwork between you and Jordan, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Must have worked good, you know. And so, what do you reckon if Classic Physique was first, Open was second? How do you reckon that would have gone for you?
Well, I probably wouldn't have won, I'd say, because I probably would have peaked for Classic, because, you know, it's kind of if there's like 2 hours between them, well, not 2 hours, but yeah, it's hard to like hold that peak for more than like 30 minutes or something, you know? And that's why when you see like the big pros like at the Arnold Olympia and stuff, when they've got the gap in between, it can make a big difference. So yeah, I mean, if Classic was first, yeah, I mean, I would have battled with the Classic boys, but then I probably would have lost a bit of that like fullness and pop, and then I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say like what could have happened, but yeah, probably wouldn't have been as good.
Do you think you would have got your pro card in Classic though? Do you think that could have been your? Because you said
I don't know. Maybe it would have been It would have been a good battle, because that would have been against like Aaron, and then obviously Tyrone was there as well, who looked amazing. Yeah, looked amazing as well. So it would have been an awesome battle, eh? Yeah.
Absolutely, and it was even just for you in the Open. It was so cool, and Frank was there with you, and obviously one of my good friends, and it was cool. Yeah,
I mean, I had mates in the crowd obviously that took videos, and I still look back at the videos, and yeah, it was like awesome. It's cool to look back and see like the battle and like the different poses and like some people had different strengths and other people had other strengths and weaknesses and stuff. So no, it was cool.
Yeah, it was so cool. And they did battle you and Frank for a little bit. I think just you two. Am I remembering that right? I think you.
No, I think it was the whole lineup. But yeah, I was next to Frank. So yeah, I was next to Frank at some point. Obviously, yeah, as soon as I saw like standing next to Frank, you go, holy crap, he's like a big boy, like yeah, yeah. So it was like a little bit intimidating, but yeah, once you start getting into the posing, it's not all about the height, and just like we see in the Olympia, it's the shorter guys that actually seem to win.
Mhm.
When the judges are sitting there, they're sitting down, they're looking up. So it's
Yeah.
not like straight on. It's like when they're looking up. So the height actually doesn't look as dramatic as it is when you're on stage, like for the judges. So as long as you're like leaning back and actually like angling yourself properly, then yeah, you can definitely look even bigger than some of those bigger guys that are a lot bigger than you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. It's all aesthetic too, eh? It's like you can
yeah,
be
yeah,
so it takes so much longer to fill out a big Frank. Like, look how long Frank's been doing this, man. Like, and
yeah,
he's still fucking like got to fill in more and doing things. But
yeah, yeah,
we'll get there
yeah.
eventually. But yeah, such a cool battle. That was so fun. I think they worked you guys so hard, and it was good because they want to make you earn it on the
Yeah,
spot. So it was really cool. So how did you feel winning the pro card? What was it like?
it
Oh,
was in shock.
yeah, like because you weren't prepared for that, right? So how did that feel?
No.
What was it like?
Like I said, my goal was just to like win my class, eh? So like when I won the pro card and I walked backstage, I was like, what the hell just happened? I was just in shock. And basically I didn't even I didn't register for like at least a few weeks. I was like, like it was just crazy.
So
Because it's been a dream for ages, like I said, back in 2020 when I got sick in my class, I was like, right, like Miss New Zealand, like that would be an awesome goal, like to work towards. But yeah, I didn't expect on the day when I arrived, last year in 2025 that I was going to like walk away with that win. So when it happened, I was just kind of like in shock, like, wow, that was crazy. But yeah, like I said, everything just came together on the day and it just worked out. So yeah, that was awesome.
meant to go that way. I love it.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
how did you feel about after? Like, did it like the week after, did it like obviously as you said it took a while to settle in, but were you stoked? Were you happy? Was there like were people talking shit? Was there any of that sort of thing? Like, oh maybe it should have gone this way. You know how you hear that all the time? Was there any of that nonsense or is it just positive vibes?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that much on social media a lot, so I don't know if people were or not. Like, I mean, I'm just in my circle, and like to be completely honest, like you said, I'm a teacher.
Mm.
I was back at school on Monday, so like I don't even have time. I don't have time to sit there and like look at all that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like peaking for nationals, I'm still working that whole week at school, with the kids. I think I took Thursday, Friday off to go get tans and that sort of stuff. But then yeah, Monday morning, I'm back at school at 7:30 a.m. So I don't there's not a lot of time there to like absorb what's going on. I'm just sort of like back to work. Yeah,
Just another
and
day.
busy as exactly. Just another day in the
I
office.
love
Yeah,
it. That's cool, man. That's good. Because we don't need to. There's always going to be shit in the sport, right? But we don't even need to soak it up. You just carry on, move on with your day. And I don't even think there are rules anyway. I was just thinking that because it's like the big boys always talk, and like we've just been hearing this in the Arnold. So everyone was like, "It should have been Nick," or "It should have been," And so I was like, I wonder if that happens with the amateurs as
yeah,
well. But it's pretty
yeah,
chill. It's actually pretty cool here. And then Moes Muscles was after that. So 2 weeks later
yeah.
was Moes Muscles. How did you get roped into that, or did you decide
Oh,
to do it?
yeah, yeah. No, well, yeah. Obviously on stage when I won, then straight away, when Mo does his little interview afterwards, he's like, "Oh, so you'll be doing Mo's muscles right in a couple of weeks." I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And yeah, like obviously, of course, I'm going to do it. Like when you've got a pro show in your backyard, literally 2 weeks later, you're already in shape. Like it's a no-brainer. Like you have to do it. But to be honest, I was like completely shot by then. So for nationals, like I think I've been prepping because I did Auckland, South Islands nationals. I think I was prepping for like 25 or 26 weeks or something by then. So yeah, it was a long prep, and to be honest, my body was just like I hit that national stage. It was such a high, and then like that week afterwards, like I was like just smashed. Like I was so tired. Everything, yeah. Like I was pretty much like done. Like if I didn't like really want to do that Moe's muscle show, like I wouldn't have done it. Like yeah, I basically didn't want to do it, but I was like I have to do it, because it's in my backyard. I have to support Mo and stuff. So yeah, so I ended up carrying on a couple more weeks of prep, get through. But yeah, like my Moe's muscles look was like nowhere near as good as nationals. Yeah, my nationals look was definitely like a hell of a lot better. I think my body was just like done, just burnt out. So yeah, but I made it there on stage. It was a amazing day, awesome experience. Yeah, completely different, backstage as a pro, like rubbing shoulders with some of the best in the world. We had a few Olympians there on stage. So no, it was cool.
Yeah, so cool. And you placed fifth. Well, not too freaking bad, man. And like
Yeah,
imagine that you won an open and you got your pro card open, then 2 weeks later in classic you get fifth amongst like Olympia. Like it's quite cool.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was a great experience. And like just being on stage with those boys that came over, those three international boys,
Right.
you know, like seeing the level, like they're definitely at another level. And it just like shows you like what you need, yeah, like what like sort of not the end goal, but the next step up is. So it
Mhm.
gave me that look of like, okay, I need to like be this conditioned, I need to be a lot bigger in these areas.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, and just seeing what they do backstage as well was a good experience just to see like how they handle yeah, competition time and that sort of thing. So no, it was a great experience, eh?
Yeah, so cool. You did really
Yeah,
awesome, man. So congrats on that. And the pro card,
yeah,
congrats on all of that. It was such a good season. Like you look back on
yeah,
it now
yeah.
and you're like, oh, I did it. Like
Yeah, it was just yeah, it's unbelievable to look at. Like 2025 was a crazy year.
so yeah,
Um,
so good,
yeah,
man. And then so what are you gonna do with going forward? Are you gonna stick with classic? What are you gonna like what division are we gonna stick with?
yeah. Well, the good news when you turn pro, obviously your weight
Mm.
cutoff gets increased now to like a new level. So in classic for amateurs, my weight cutoff was like 84, like 83.9 or something, like 84.
Mhm.
Okay, but like I said, because I did open bodybuilding, I was actually way below my classic. So I
Yeah,
was actually at 80. So
yeah,
I was yeah getting down to 80.
yeah.
So my weight cutoff now as a pro is like 89 point something. So I've got like yeah,
Yeah.
so I've got like 9 or 10 kgs to go for classic. So yeah, so I got plenty of room to basically grow for classic.
Mhm.
I would yeah, if I get up to a high enough level, you know, I'd like to do open or 212 maybe like in the
Yeah.
long yeah like distant future. That's a lot of size to put on, but yeah, definitely for the next maybe like 3 to 5 years, like classic pro shows will be yeah a good spot for me to be at. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So that's a bit of weight you can put on. So where are you going to put it? Like what are you working on? Like
Yeah.
what bits of you is needing to grow the most?
Yeah. So yeah, so I've got like 9 kgs. Yeah, I mean I was like pretty depleted to get down to 80. So
Sure.
I could probably be a little bit fuller.
Mhm.
But yeah, basically the areas that I want to put on is mainly the upper body. So I think my legs are like pretty competitive. Maybe a little bit in the hamstrings, but yeah, like for my training, I'm doing a lot of focus just around the upper body and just putting size on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. And what's your favorite part to train? Is that fun for you? Do you like upper body? Do you like leg?
No. I love legs. Legs is my like best day of the week. So like all through since I started training back in like yeah 2012, like I'd always have one big leg day a week on either a Saturday or Sunday, and I would just like absolutely murder them and go
Yeah,
crazy. And it was just my favorite day of the week. I'd always look forward to it.
yeah,
Well, I'll be nervous on the day, but yeah, absolutely love it. So yeah, now that I'm doing a bit of upper body, like uh, it changed a little bit. Like I tend to change my like programming up every few months. But for a lot of the time I'm off season, I'll just be doing legs like once every 2 weeks. Okay, so I actually cut my leg training way back so I can give all my yeah basically all the energy I've got to my upper body because I find yeah even when I do them like once a week, if I yeah I find it hard to like hold back and I end up just smashing them too hard. And what will happen is basically that'll take away for like the rest like yeah let's say if I hit legs on Sunday,
Mhm.
they're like sore and I can feel them for like the whole next week, like Monday to Friday. And
Oh,
then that's basically taking away from my upper. So yeah, if I do them like once every 2 weeks, I can sort of like maintain them
yeah,
while yeah, giving a lot of that energy and resources to my upper body. So yeah, that's basically the plan
yeah,
moving forward.
right. Gotcha. Oh, that's so
Yeah.
crazy. You can always tell what someone likes training the most, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, for
You can
sure.
always tell,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
mean, you've got an crazy upper body too. So, like, what is the one part that of your upper body that you think needs the most work? Because I can't tell. So I look
Yeah,
over
yeah.
you guys and they look amazing. So what would be your biggest
Yeah, I
weakness?
think I've got like naturally like a good like width. So I've
Yeah,
got like a good like X frame, like a small
yeah,
waist and then wide shoulders. It's
absolutely.
just more like front to back thickness, I'd say. So like definitely like chest thickness, back thickness, and then obviously arms as well. Like in classic, as you can see with like Wesley,
Yeah,
like if having big arms just like completes the physique and just makes that overall shape look amazing. So yeah, you
yeah.
can never have big enough arms. So yeah, definitely just front to back thickness and then arm size for sure. Yeah.
Gotcha. You kind of have a similar shape to Wesley, eh? Sort of thing. Like you guys kind of, but you've got better legs than him.
Yeah, I wish. Yeah, I think he's just a bit taller. I'm a bit
He's
shorter, so I got
taller.
the short legs, but he's
Yeah.
got yeah.
But you've got the
But
same, like, just, I don't know, the shapes, like the lats, I don't know. I
yeah,
can
that's the
imagine you
yeah.
like that.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the classic shape. That's what the classic physique sort of should be, right? Is that X frame, the wide shoulders down to the small waist.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea of classic, and yeah. So
Super aesthetic. It's my
yeah,
favorite.
yeah.
Okay, so what's next? Well, it's like,
Yeah,
you're going to continue to classic, but like, what's next for Harry? What are you doing this year?
yeah. Well, like we said, so I've got like 9 to 10 kgs to put on.
Yeah.
And like we talked about before, like I've pretty much prepped every single season. And when you prep every season, you sort of, you compete, let's say end of the year, you might have a couple months of more just like getting your body back to like a healthy state and just give your joints and everything a break. So you've just been smashing your body the whole year, and then you might start your off season in January. So you only get maybe like 5 or 6 months before you have to start prep again. So it's hard to sort of put on size, because the size you do put on is usually like the first muscle that then comes off when you start prepping again.
It's
So
true.
then, yeah, so I've decided, because I need to put on the size, I'm going to take this year off and basically just do a full off season this year, just to try and hold on to some of that size that I put on.
Cool.
So yeah, so the whole plan is for this year is just to put on as much size as possible, while obviously staying lean. Like I don't want to become a full on Lee Priest full off season build. Um, and then yeah, hopefully compete. Well, yeah, compete at sort of like the end of next year, sort of thing.
Wow. End of next year. Wow, there's a good amount of time off. That's really healthy. Like,
Yeah.
no, yeah.
So yeah, and then the plan is that, yeah, obviously we got, hopefully if Mo runs a classic show next year, which would be, yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to, so like
Yeah.
it's a hope. I'm not like, yeah, I'm not like, I know he's going to do it. Like it's a hope he does it, and I appreciate it if he does. Like it'd be awesome. Next year, yeah, come home and compete. Yeah, 2027. But yeah, like you said before, like Aussie doesn't have a show at the moment, but I've heard recently a few things from Tony. Yeah, I've heard a few podcasts that Tony Doherty's been on, that he might be looking at bringing it back for next year, an Aussie Pro show. The one thing that he said, he just needs more like sponsors and stuff. It's just the money.
Yeah.
So as long as he's asked, yeah, the podcast I was listening to, he was asking people like, if we can get enough sponsorships,
Yeah.
then we'll definitely run the Aussie. We'll bring back the Aussie Pro Show for next year.
Yeah.
So yeah, whether I'm doing, yeah, New Zealand and Aussie, or yeah, if that's on next year, that would be super cool.
Cool. Yeah.
And that's like short term. And then long term, I would love to travel overseas and do like, like do the States and do a few shows over there. But yeah, once I'm a little bit more competitive, so maybe in 2 or 3 years, 2028, 2029,
Yeah.
um,
Love
save up a bit of money and then go over there and do a few shows would be awesome.
That'd be real cool. And if you can do it
Yeah.
more local, that's a real cool way to like get into it and get yourself in front of judges and on the stage, eh? And then you can
Yeah,
like,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love that. Oh, hopefully Australia, because everyone's like, why not? It's usually
Yeah.
it's usually
Oh, and the
the
fitness scene
cost.
here is like unbelievable. Like, and especially in the Gold Coast, like there's so many people. Yeah, everyone's into bodybuilding and health and fitness and stuff. So if they ran show, like the amateur shows here are huge, but
Yeah.
I'm sure if they had a pro show, like they could easily fill out like a massive theater, and yeah, there'd be heaps of people getting into it. So yeah, it'd be cool.
It'd be really cool, man. There's
Yeah,
definitely the room for that to happen. So hopefully we see it. We'll see how that goes. But for like long term, can we just jump back into that? Because we both are bodybuilding nerds. What kind
yeah.
of what shows would you want to do? Like if money wasn't the fucking thing and you could just go to any pro shows you wanted, like which would be your favorites that you jump into?
Yeah, well, I've got like two ideas, basically the start of the season or like the middle. So the start of the season, like what we're just going through now, like Detroit. Like obviously, like I said, I'm a massive podcast fan. Phil has podcasts with Brocha and stuff. Like been watching it right from the start when he was just doing his own Q&As
Oh,
before Luke Sando even. So doing Detroit and like Arn and going to the Arnold as well would be like a massive dream. Like that would be amazing. And then the other runner shows are sort of like in the middle of the year.
mm,
So around like like I think it's Tampa and Texas, and the new one. So Pittsburgh would be awesome as
yeah.
well. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of good guys that show up there. So yeah, either the start of the year around the Arnold in Detroit, or the middle of the year, yeah, around that sort of like Pittsburgh, New York Pro sort of
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, it'd be so cool, man. I love how iconic they've become over the years, eh? Those like tours, they've actually just like solidified and they never change.
yeah.
So
And it's
cool.
good because yeah, if they're like back to back or there's a few weeks apart, you can smash out a few shows in a row, which is exactly what you want. Because yeah, it's so expensive getting over there, and yeah, like multiple times a year. Yeah,
Yeah. Let's get you sponsored up, boy. Let's get some cash rolling in.
exactly.
Okay, so just some random little things about you before we I've actually got a couple of Instagram questions in here as well. But
Yeah, yeah.
what has your training been like since becoming a pro? Has it amped up? Do you feel more motivated? Like, has anything changed?
Yeah, great question. Absolutely nothing has changed. So I was thinking about this the other day, literally like March last year, 2025 versus March this year,
Yeah.
my day-to-day life, my training, my like everything is pretty much identical. Like there is zero change.
Shit.
So like when people think, oh, you win your pro card, your whole life changes, like everything changes. Well, I don't know if it's just me, but literally for me, literally nothing has changed. I get up in the morning, do my cardio, make my meals, eat my meals. Training is exactly the same.
Crazy.
yeah, like everything is identical. So yeah, not really a big change.
Nah. It's like when you ask people about being married, you're like, oh, you're feeling any different? Nah, it's just like now I'm just married as well. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
well,
It's
that's
just
exciting.
yeah. I mean, if you live the bodybuilding lifestyle, then it's just yeah, the same old, you know.
Yeah, you're doing the same.
Yeah.
But do you feel like, does it go to your head? Are you a little bit more cocky? Like anything like that?
Uh, Not really. Like to be honest, no one even knows I'm a pro over here. Like when I'm
No.
training in the Gold Coast gym, like I, I've not told. I don't think I've told a single person.
Yeah,
So yeah, like no one knows I'm a pro. I'm just another guy training in the gym. So yeah, no, I'm just fit in with everyone else and just train hard. Yeah, it's the
so
same
cool.
thing. Yeah.
Not even in your Instagram handle yet, Harry. I was like, it's not even in his bio. Like he's just taken it and carried on. I love it though. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's that Kiwi thing, you know, we're like, yeah,
Yeah,
we just a bit more laid back and chill. Yeah, we don't,
yeah,
yeah, need to like spread it all and I don't, yeah.
yeah. Just get on with the day. Like we're back on.
Yeah.
To okay, this is one I always love to ask of guys. When it comes to posing, do you do you teach yourself? Like how do you come up with it? And then maybe some tips for the new guys this year.
Yeah, posing, well, it's a huge thing, eh? Like, man, the amount of physiques you see, like, that are amazing, but they just can't present themselves. Like, presenting is everything. So you have a guy that's got a worse physique, but if he presents better on stage, then he's going to win.
Yeah,
So bodybuilding's not about who's got the best physique; it's who can present the best physique, right?
true.
So yeah, when I was first starting, obviously when you watch enough YouTube, you sort of like pick up on the cues and you can sort of like follow what's going on. You see the flow and you just naturally do it. But I've definitely had a few posing coaches. I've done sessions with like Matteo back in the day, Chris Bold, I've done a few sessions with. Obviously, when I first started with Steve. So I've definitely had a few posing coaches over the years. But most of the posing I just do myself. Um, yeah, generally when I'm in prep, after every session, and it was helpful when I started training at Muscle Club there, because they've obviously got the posing room, which is amazing. But yeah, generally after every single session, I'll go through like 3 rounds of posing, which yeah,
Mhm.
so just all the quarter turns and then all the mandatories, and just yeah, and just try and hold them for yeah, a good like 5 to 10 seconds. Um, yeah, another big thing I see with posing, and I guess it was in Muscle Club a lot with the posing room, is when people practice their posing, I see they're almost practicing it, but they're not doing it like they're on stage. They're like just going through it kind of like quite soft. So they're like hitting their poses, but they're not like squeezing like they're on stage. So a big thing for me when I was like in the posing room, and some people might have seen this and thought I was like absolutely crazy, is I'd be like visualizing that I'm on stage and
Mm.
I'm thinking I'm on stage and I'm squeezing like 100% and going all out exactly like I'm on stage. So I'll actually start at the side of the posing room and I'll like walk to the middle exactly like I'm on stage from a call out, and
Mhm.
I'll go to the spot and I'll like go and I'm literally thinking I'm on stage and hitting everything like 100%.
That's
So yeah, so treating posing like yeah, I don't know, like seriously, like it's a like you're part of your actual workout is like really important. Not just like yeah, I see quite a few people that go and do posing, but yeah, they'll just like half-ass it. And then when you get to stage, yeah, again, it's just like pretty half-assed versus
yeah.
professional.
And
Yeah,
like pushing it, hey. And like if
yeah,
you're on the stage, if you're filming it and in the mirror all the time, you're not gonna like you're just gonna be like, I look good like that. You know, you're not gonna like fucking get into it. Like feel you need to feel it so that when you get on the stage, you can go to that instead of what
yeah,
you normally see. You can go to how it feels and how it is internally, right? Does that make
yeah,
sense? Is
yeah,
it, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I'm pretty camera shy, so I don't really film anything. So when I was in the posing room, I didn't really ever film.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, exactly. Like, if you're filming it, lots of guys will like pose to their phones and like
Yes.
pose for their phones.
Yeah.
But yeah, it depends exactly. It depends what your goal is. If you want to pose for your phone and get some good photos, then sure do that. But if you want to pose for a bodybuilding stage, you need to treat the posing room like a stage. Yeah.
Yeah, put yourself into it, immerse yourself.
Yeah,
And just
yeah, yeah.
actually another tip on that, because I do this with the girls, but for the boys as well, you could easily do this. Like put on Pittsburgh, put on Arnold, and like put on the pre-judging. And like give
Yeah,
yourself
yeah.
a number, like give yourself a name, like I'm Nick Walker, that's sweet. Get in there, and then when they move, Nick, you move and like hold for as long as they hold and see if
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
fucking
Now
do it
that yeah, I've heard a few people say that that's a real
so
cool
hard.
idea.
Yeah.
Another
Just
thing I've got is I get a little timer on my phone,
oh,
just like an automatic. I don't know. It's made for like circuit training or something, you know, and it like beeps. So I'll
mhm.
do like 10 seconds hold, and then like 5 seconds for like transitions, and then 10 seconds hold again. So I just listen for the beep and I just try and do it at the same time.
Love that. It's
Yeah.
a good idea. That's so good. Any of these things are good because it's like audio as well. And like if you've got the judges screaming it, you've got the audio, you've got the crowd too. So it feels like you're at the show, like holy shit. But
Yeah.
yeah, all of these things can work, but just practice posing because
Yeah.
we can see it.
Yeah. And it depends what level you're at. If you're doing your first show, then it's not, it depends how serious you want to be. Like you can just do it for a bit of fun and like do some posing, that's cool. Like, yeah, I've got no judgment on anyone that just wants to do it for fun. But if you're serious and you want to take it to that next level and you're like serious about winning Miss New Zealand or, turning pro, then yeah, you need to be acting like a pro and doing it properly and like taking it pretty seriously. Because when you get to nationals, that's how you're going to win is by competing at the highest level. Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you're not taking it seriously, other people will be. So
Yeah.
someone else will just take it.
100%.
Is Olympia the goal? That was an Instagram question.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the absolute dream. Obviously, Classic is like so competitive, like crazy athletes. It's all like, to be honest, a lot of it is like genetics, like it's just your parents and like how you're born, your structure. But I mean, that would be unbelievable. It is a lot harder now. Obviously, they changed the rules for Classic. You actually have to win 2 pro shows or like win on points. So yeah, it's not just like you can win the New Zealand, Moes Muscles and then go to the Olympia like they did a few years ago.
Yeah.
Because that would be like achievable to win 2 pro shows. That's like super hard now. But yeah, definitely like that would be an absolute dream.
Yeah.
I know an Aussie guy, Ethan Gohari, who just he won a couple of shows last year, I think at the end of last year, and he's been doing the Arnold. Yeah, so he did really well at Arnold. In Detroit, he got second to Wesley recently. I know he's the first Aussie to win a pro show, a classic pro show, and he's gonna be the first Aussie going to the Classic Olympia this year. So that's super exciting. So yeah, to see someone else like from Australia or New Zealand do it, it just shows that it is possible. It's a dream, but it is it is reality if you work hard enough. So yeah, that would be an ultimate dream.
That'd be so cool. There's some good Aussies to come out and do their pro debuts. Hey, that one Classic Physique in the last like 3 or 4 years that haven't even touched the stage. Like,
yeah, well, it's tough for them, because they don't have a pro show at home, so they have, yeah. But I mean, New Zealand, like they can come to obviously Moes Muscles, like that would be the easiest way for them to get some stage experience. But yeah, like I said, there's heaps of good Aussies that have won or like done really well at nationals in the last few years that are yet to like hit the stage. But I think this year there's a couple that I'm looking at that are going to be really good. Yeah.
And maybe if Tony's been doing things in the works, maybe they're waiting. Maybe they know, and maybe they're waiting. But I don't know. But I'm waiting for Jackson, and I'm waiting for Jordan and Dashi, and I'm waiting for Callum. Like there's so many. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
But it'll happen. It'll happen. And when it does, hopefully they all come together with you.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
What's another Instagram question? What's your go-to post-show meal, or just like cheat meal, maybe?
I'm pretty simple. Usually just like a burger and fries. To be honest, like a burger. Yeah. To be honest, when I've competed the last few years in South Islands down in Christchurch, I usually go out to Bloody Mary's it's a steakhouse down there.
Oh yeah, nice.
That's like a super nice steakhouse because I'll go out with like the family and stuff. So yeah, instead of just getting like a dirty ass burger, just go get like a nice steak or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like generally, if I'm going for a post show meal, just like burger and fries, really, maybe some ice cream.
Yeah, whatever's open, sometimes.
Yeah, well, so that's the funny. Yeah, after nationals,
so
we didn't leave there until like after 9 o'clock. So yeah, there was like literally nothing open. So I ended up after nationals, I just went home and just had like my usual like last meal, like mince and veggie, So I didn't even have a post show meal after nationals.
That's criminal. You got your pro card and then just had like your normal meal of the day.
Yeah, well, look, I had a restaurant booked, but I think I had it booked for like 7 p.m. I thought, it would be done by then, but it was literally like 9:30. Yeah, so I was like, everything's shut now. So
I wish they did our natural and standard nationals on 2 separate days because they're always so big, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to, because it is. It's just way too, obviously athletes, but also like think about the judges that are sitting there the whole day. Like, how are they focusing? Like, I don't know how they're getting through like that whole day from like 9 a.m. to like 9 p.m. It's crazy. But yeah, like you said, I think if they did 2 days, like naturals on one day and then the normal on the other day, that'd be good.
Cool. Yeah, make it big game. Who's your favorite bodybuilding athlete or athletes of all time?
Well, with me being like a little bit shorter, I like the shorter guys. So probably, one of my favorite physiques, just like freaky, was Lee Priest. Just with the huge arms and the legs. Just loved his look. Just amazing.
absolute weapon. Crazy.
Yeah,
I feel like people say they don't make bodybuilders like they used to, but I feel like they do. But there's just these iconic dudes that just won't be replaced.
yeah, they're just one-offs. Yeah,
One
yeah.
off.
So like when I get deep into prep and I'm watching like motivation videos, yeah, it's definitely like Lee Priest or Kevin Levrone.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are definitely the main two that I watch, like their training and yeah, posing and stuff.
Watch, love it.
Yeah.
I think Mike asked, I don't know if I typed this in right, but who's the best bodybuilder out of, was it Westlake Boys High School? Is that where you went?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So Mike Kingsnorth, yeah, so he's a ex Westlake boy.
Yeah.
And then Leah, last year I was teaching at Westlake Boys. So
Wow.
yeah. So he chatted to me, and yeah, I found a picture of him on like the wall from back in when he was there at school. Um, Best Westlake bodybuilder, yeah. So there's actually a couple because I think Tom Tom Shaw also went to Westlake Boys.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a few pros that have come out of Westlake Boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Mike's the number one.
Of course, he's
Number
gonna.
one bodybuilder.
Now I understand why he asked that question. I thought it was you was the
Yeah.
answer. I was like, that's not like Mike.
Now Mike's a legend, eh? It's cool to have someone, yeah, like he's still so passionate about the sport, yeah, all these years on, he's still at all the nationals and like, yeah, even through all the years, like I've messaged him a few times to ask him like, oh, what should I improve on and like what can I do to be better? So yeah, he's always been there to give advice. Yeah, so appreciate him a lot.
He's cool, yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah.
Good old Mike. So what kind of content would you give to all the people that are going into prep this year, since you're not prepping this year? Everyone else is going to be on the treadmill for half an hour. So what kind of content do you like watch? Like you've told us a couple of the channels on YouTube and stuff, but what podcasts, and like give us some names, drop some names for us. If you know them off the top of your head, it's hard to remember sometimes.
Yeah, no, I'm just like super into open, so just trying to think like it's hard when I'm prepping like what I want to listen to because it changes like some when I'm like during the year, funny thing is I listen to like a lot of music when I'm training. When I'm in prep, I don't know why, but I get real sensitive and like I can't listen to music. It like annoys me.
Yeah.
So I ended up like listening to podcasts like when I'm actually training, just to, like try and keep me like distracted, or something. But yeah, obviously like Fuad's podcast, that's like the number one, like can't beat it.
Right.
Number one. But Think Big Bodybuilding, great podcast, everything on there. Unracked podcast with Andrew and forgot his name now. Yeah, but yeah, Unracked. Who else do I like? Yeah, anything with Chris Tuttle. So I actually worked with Chris Tuttle a couple of years ago. He coached me. Yeah, he's awesome.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, Dusty and Ron on Think Big. Yeah.
Yeah, I love them. They're really good. And I like to keep up with the news of like bodybuilding. So I always watch obviously Nick's Strength and Power. And because he posts every day, like twice a day, I'm like, fuck yeah, that's what I want. I want to watch twice a day.
Just straight to the point, just
straight to the point. Give me the juice. Yeah, give me that. And so I also watch Olympia TV with the boys, Primetime Muscle, which has got Tariq Al-Gindi, who's just like so cringe but amazing. And just all the judges, and so I just like to see what the judges are thinking, and Chris is on there.
I like the Menace podcast as well, Dennis, and having Chris on there and Milos. So
Milos, it's just
it's good to get different perspectives. Like obviously from that older generation, they've got like a little bit different perspective versus like some of the new guys and like the current athletes. So it's good to get like a range of different ages and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. They know what they're talking about, don't they? They've been around a little while. Yeah, absolutely. So that's pretty much all I've got for you, Harry. That's pretty much at the moment. You're going to take the year off. Hopefully we can chat again maybe next year before you come back and just, I don't know, see what you're up to and how Aussie's going, unless you've moved home. Loving
it here so far. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so I pretty much like started my like off season, like actually trying to like push up and weigh like at the start of this month, maybe like 4 weeks ago now. So I'm just starting that push up now. So we'll see how it goes over the next like 20 or 30 weeks. Just slowly pushing up. But yeah, we're gonna have to get you to post on Instagram more now because we don't get to see you. Yeah,
I
know. I got into a good routine there, like post show, because I had a lot of content to post. But now I'm out of content.
Dries up.
It sort of dries up and you into that off season. I was like, don't really have much to post. Like, I mean, it's just the same old stuff. So it's like, what's the point? But I do. I try to think about posting, but one day.
See how you go. You're a pro now. People looking up to you.
Yeah.
Are you still with Jordan as well before I finish up, or are you looking to go back to him next prep? What's the story with coach?
Yeah, so at the end of last year, I finished working with Jordan just because I was moving overseas. I was like, oh, I made I knew I wasn't going to prep this year, and I just wanted to focus on obviously moving here and like getting set up here. I was like, oh, I don't really need a coach. I can sort of just do my own. Yeah, actually, so before I finish on that, so my background is nutrition. So I studied human nutrition at uni, so I've got a nutrition degree. So I did a lot of coaching myself before I was a teacher. So I do have a bit of knowledge around that, so I can like coach myself. So I just thought, yeah, I'll finish up with Jordan at the end of last year. Obviously, we had a great run together. But I told him, like when I am looking at competing again, I'll hit him back up and we'll see if we can get it going again. So yeah, maybe at the start of next year, in January or so, just if I'm prepping for next year, we can get back together.
Yeah, that sounds good. You do hear a lot about guys coaching themselves. It happens quite often. Would you recommend that for people that don't have the knowledge that you've got, or is it like a bit of a tough?
No, yeah, like obviously, if you're not experienced, I definitely 100% recommend having a coach. Because I've been doing this so long, and the way I am very like structured and routine. People call me crazy basically. Like I do not miss basically. So I can follow a plan. So I don't need sort of that person watching me. But yeah, if you can't do that, then I definitely recommend having a coach, especially in the off season. Like it's super important to have that structure and someone pushing you, because that's when you can end up like slacking off.
Yeah, and you can easily get lost in like in the wrong direction. I was like,
yeah,
wasting time. Have you got any sponsors?
No.
Like,
I was talking to a few people at the end of last, like after nationals, obviously, like I had a bit of interest, and I was like talking to a few people, but then again, because I was moving to Aussie, it was like those New Zealand companies are like, oh, well, there's not really much point. So yeah, at the moment that's on hold. I mean, that is something that I'd love to like work out. Again, it's only March. I've only been here in Aussie like a couple of months. I'm still sort of like getting learning my way around things here and like finding my way here, I guess. But that is definitely something I'll be looking at in the next sort of few months, is starting to get a bit more out on social media and hopefully pick up a sponsor or something that can help support me going through. Yeah.
Lots of opportunities in Aussie too, eh? You got
exactly. I know. Yeah, it's just obviously I'm just like relatively unknown here so far, but hopefully get on top of that soon. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And what gym do you go to in Goldie? Because there's so many. Which one's the best?
I've been training at the OG. It's World Gym Ashmore. So obviously there's a lot of world gyms in Australia. The original one that was opened by John Davies, was World Gym Ashmore. Yeah. So when I first moved here to Gold Coast, I was looking at like living around like the Burleigh area. There's a world gym there, but it wasn't as good. So when I came and visited World Gym Ashmore, and it's like the original. It's like if you're going to Gold's Gym, it's like Venice. It's like the original one. I was like, this place is special. So so I've been training at World Gym Ashmore. Cool. It's amazing. Like heaps of big guys there. It's just super motivating. Like everyone's in shape. So it's cool.
That's what we like. We need more of that here. Come on.
Yeah.
Get it. And if you guys go to Aussie and Gold Coast specifically, go to that one. Go to the World Gym Ashmore, because I've been to all the other ones and they weren't as good as Ashmore. It was the best one.
Yeah.
So take the word for it. Don't waste your money because it's expensive. They'll charge you a lot for a crappy session.
Yeah.
The other one. So go to that one. It's the best one. And you might see Harry, so double whammy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if anyone's coming over here, hit me a message. I like training with. I love training with other people. Cool. So let me know and we'll get a training in.
Love it. Awesome, Harry. Well, it was so good to chat to you today. Thank you so much for your time, and it was really cool to get to know you a little bit more.
I know. Like not many. I guess people don't really know much about me, so it's cool. Hopefully, people can learn a few things and get to know a little bit about me. So thank you for having me on.
Of course, absolutely. And if you do come home like next year or whenever you're going to do a show, we'll link up. We'll maybe do a photo shoot or something. It'd be cool to catch up with you.
Yeah, for sure. I'd be happy to. Like I see what you're doing with Shan at the moment, and I think it's awesome, mate. Like if I was still in New Zealand, I'd probably be hitting you up and I'll be trying to do a similar thing with you. But obviously, because I left, it was bad timing. But it's super cool what you're doing, eh?
Look it up. Thank you. And thank you everyone for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're on Spotify, this is the last episode on Spotify, so there's some updates coming as well, but we're going to be mostly on YouTube, all the visuals. If you have missed all of that, listen to the intro again. But otherwise, thank you so much, Harry, and we'll catch up with you next year when you're back on the circuit.
Yeah, for sure. Look forward to it, eh? Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone, and
thank you,
catch you later.
We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Cool. See ya. Bye.